Happy Wednesday. Every time I get on camera with you guys, it's my favorite day of the week. Let's face it, alcohol is involved on Friday, so that's a little bit more of my favorite day of the week than today. But nevertheless, I am absolutely loving this new series that we're in, highlighting our special friends and our special viewers and their featherweights. And tonight is no exception to the rule. We are going to have fun in Fun August with Becky King from Kennydale, Texas. She's going to have to show me on a map where that is because I do not know where Kennydale. You guys, I'm so silly about the geography. It's just not. I'm such a visual person, so you would think that like. Oh, okay, it worked. Cool. I am trying to bring up my feeds right now, and then I'm going to bring Becky. I'm going to say hi to a few friends, and I'm going to bring Becky on. I was just updating everybody over on Instagram. We are headed back very quickly this evening to Sandpoint, Idaho, because the forest fire has turned again, and it is headed right at our structures. And the fire department is not trying to stop the fire anymore. It's too dangerous for them to try and fight it, but they are committed to making the best effort to not have us lose our homes. So, in my home, that's a very loose term. My home has wheels on it. All right, let's see. I have YouTube. If you're on YouTube, say hi. Tell me where you're from. And then let me bring up Featherweight Doctor on Facebook. There I am. And I think, oh, my thing is on. Okay. All right, let me say hi to some friends here. And then we are going to get this party started. Here, I'm going to bring Becky on while we say hi to some friends. So, everybody, I'd love to introduce you to my very, very special friend and fan and viewer, Becky from Texas. All right, there she is. Yay! You guys,
Hello.
isn't she pretty? Wait till you hear her accent. It is intoxicating.
Oh goodness. I do say y'all all the
Yeah,
time.
I see it. So, just honestly tell me, Becky, from a true Southerner's perspective, is it insulting if I say it, or do
Oh no.
you
No,
just
not at
assume
all.
because all you all is really hard to say, but y'all rolls off the tongue.
Doesn't bother me at all. I love it.
Have you always been in Texas?
I moved here when I was almost 5 years old, so pretty much, yes.
Nice. All right,
And
let's say hi to
so
some
I've been here
friends.
a long
So
time.
Melanie, hi Melanie. Ray is prepared to. Polly, you cracked me up. Melanie, Ray is prepared to receive your machine in the morning when you drop it off, and then I will look at it as soon as we're back from our little round trip here. All right, we have Linda's on from Tennessee, Odie's on from Oregon. Hello. Angel's on from Houston. Another Texan is on. Let's see, Joanne Keeney's on from Mississippi. Nancy from Lake Stevens is on. Yes. Linda's on from Texas. Kathy's on from, I believe Kathy Hager, you're in Texas too, I believe. I can't remember where. Mary's on from Seattle. Yay. And Mel and Joe are on from Sandpoint, Idaho. They've been like snailing it across the country. Wyoming, they did Yellowstone, and now they're waiting for me in Sandpoint. I'll be seeing you sooner than I thought I was going to. You too. Cindy and Jen are on. Hi, Jen. Hope you and Mom are having a good evening tonight. Gwen's on. Hi, Gwen. Thank you for your prayers. I appreciate it. Francis is on from Virginia. Angel says, love a good featherweight party. Amen. Hi, Sandra Garcia. Hello. Melanie Hartman. This is hi,
That's
Becky.
my daughter.
Ah,
That's my daughter.
hello. Oh my gosh. Are you, Melanie, just as lovely as your mom? Because good Lord, it's
And I saw that my daughter-in-law is on Facebook. Her name's
hi.
Holly. She's watching
Hi,
also.
Holly. Thanks for joining us. Franny's on. Let's see here. Angel also authorized me to say y'all, so that's nice. Let's see here. Bonnie's on from Illinois. Judy's on from Massachusetts. Who do you know? Penny Bauer.
Penny Brewer. She is a friend of mine since first grade. So we're talking 53 years. Yes. Yes.
Fun.
She's a dear friend.
Thanks for joining the show. And Bernadette's on from Canada. All right. Oh, there's Holly. Okay, good. All right, folks. Well, where do we even start, girl? You and I have some history together over the last year. Tell everybody how you found me, us, the tribe. How did you find it?
Well, let's see, I've got my first featherweight in February of 2016. Her name's Clara. She's a 1939. And the reason she's named Clara is because she came with the receipt of the first lady who bought her.
I love that.
And yes, this lady was really cool. I did a little bit of research, and she was a teacher. And on the receipt, I got the receipt here, but anyway, she had to sign an agreement, and she paid $108 for her.
Oh my
And
God.
she traded in. She put $6 down, traded in another singer machine for $5, and then paid $3 a month until she paid it out, which was nearly 3 years.
Holy
so that was pretty cool.
That's
so fun. Neat. That is really neat. And then after her, I didn't get another one again until the summer of 2019. I actually went to buy an older gentleman about 45 minutes away from us had a brand new repo case from, it was in the Singer box. It was from like the 1950s or 60s, but it was a new case, and he was selling it, and I saw it on Facebook Marketplace. So we went and got it and ended up leaving there with a machine that he had. He really wasn't planning on selling, but after showing it to me, and it was one that he had painted, and it's a teal one, and it's actually a Centennial also.
Oh, you did not tell me you had a painted beauty.
Well, it's one of those things that honestly, she's just kind of been a collector because I still haven't sewn with her. And her name's Jeannie. It's after the man's book. I know. I need to. She's one, and that's when it was right after that because he told me that, he had it for a while. I mean, it was one that he had painted a while. He used to paint a bunch of them. He used to live in San Antonio, and he worked on them and stuff, but they moved up here to retire, and he was just getting rid of a lot of his stuff.
That's amazing.
And so anyway, that's how I found you. I got online looking for some parts and pieces so that I could do some maintenance on them, and came across you. That was in July of 2019. And so,
isn't it nuts?
Anyway, that it is. I mean, and they're very addictive. And once you sew on them, you just love it. They're amazing.
Can't have
exactly. And let's see. I think now until last year, no, in August, right after. I have to brag a little bit first on my husband. He's my enabler and the provider of all the funds for these things. And so he's always on Craigslist. He's looking for them all the time. And anyway, found another one just a month or so after that one, and ended up getting her. And she's a 1949. Her name's Brianna. And then I was quiet until last year.
You were content. You weren't quiet.
I was content until last year. I got talking to you again. I think it was in May of last year. And anyway, we talked for a little bit, and me and my husband were fixing to celebrate our 40th wedding anniversary, and it was COVID. Yep. And so we couldn't go anywhere, do anything. So we spent the money and got me a 222, and her name is Ruby Darlene. Ruby for being the 40th anniversary, and of course Darlene from you.
That's awesome.
So anyway, and since then I've acquired a couple more. But
have I revoked your
anyway,
I can't remember.
Well, you're going to have to revoke my husband's. Like I told you, he's the one that finds them. And he's like, you want to check in on this one? You want to check about this one? And so anyway, but I do have, I had a lady last November that had one for sale. I have to tell you the story. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace. She lived right next to where this older gentleman was that I had got my teal one from, and she had advertised it. It was a 1940, and she had advertised it for $300. And I was like, oh gosh, we got to go look at it. It's not a bad price. So we drove over there, and she had told me, she said, but my price is negotiable. So just tell me what you think. And so when we got there, she had set it up on her front porch because it was COVID. We all had our mask on. Mm-hmm. She showed me how it worked. It just beautiful and beautiful stitch. But the light housing was a little bit loose. And so I said, well, will you take $250? And her exact words were, the lighthouse is the lighting housing is a little bit loose. So how about $200?
She talked herself down.
She talked herself down.
That never happens to me. I
know it. I know. So that was a blessing. And her name is Vanya. It's a Russian name, but she's not Russian, but she said it was a name her mom saw and loved it. So I decided I had to name the machine Vanya.
For sure. That's the character name from, what's that show called on Netflix? It's Umbrella Academy? Vanya?
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah. I haven't watched that one.
She's the villain.
She proceeded. Oh, well, this lady was very nice because she proceeded to tell me that she also had a couple more machines, and if she ever decided to sell them, she'd let me know. I said, okay. Well, I think it was March this year, I got a text from her and said, I've decided to sell my school bell. Are you interested? I'm like, without even, and that's what I told her. I was like, without even looking at it, I want her,
Yeah.
And so we went and got it. And her name is Stella. That's just a name I like. And she is actually the sister to your. She's a sister to your Mary. She was born in September? Yeah, September of 34. Okay. So September 10th, I think, 34. I think that's the same one that you had said yours and the one that you sold recently.
What number is that to you? 6? 5?
I think that might be 6. I'm not sure. And
you're getting up there.
And
you're getting up there. I'm going to have to cut you off. What's your husband's name?
Yeah, well, I think I have a total of. I think there's a total of 9. And
because like start the car.
I know it was exactly that. It was like I texted my husband and said, Vanya just texted me and asked me if I wanted to buy her school bell, and I told her yes without even looking at it because she sold it to me for $300, and I was like, I could not pass that up.
What?
Yeah.
That's
she
amazing.
was that was a very, very, I know from talking to you and experience, I knew that was one of those, yes, definitely start the car and go get it, before she changes her mind. And
have you done much showing with her?
I have. She's the one that I've just recently, this last month, I've used her a lot. I made a tote bag and several pillowcases and some of the little zippered pouches. I had a cousin send me a dress that her husband bought her from Africa when he was in the military about 40 years ago.
Okay.
And I cut it all up and made her a bunch of different stuff out of it. So
that's cool.
And used Stella the whole time. Yep.
Those
Stella's the one that I used when we had when I did your class, the day spa class.
Yes. Well, so this is actually not the first time, everybody, that Becky and I have met on camera. She's joined me for some online classes, and she's just delightful in class as well as on here. So, what's your husband's name?
Scott. And he does watch with me. Yes, Scott. And he watches with me pretty much every time I sit and watch you. He's usually sitting in the chair over here. He's just taking, get on camera or anything. But he like I said, he's my enabler, but he also has a hobby himself. He has vintage cars. So that's kind
Everybody
of,
has their
he
thing.
does his thing and I do mine. So
That's right.
yeah,
I remember one time you
it's
told me I think it was like during the shutdown this year. I think it was this year. You were like, Darlene, I don't know what I'm going to do because, like our schedule is starting to pick up again because was it Friday night or Wednesday night? You always had a
yeah.
family
Well, we used
commitment.
to go and yes, we used to meet our parents, my parents and his parents for dinner every Wednesday night. And I'm like, we can't do that now. Now that COVID's now that it's lifted. So we
Yeah.
don't really do that anymore because Monday,
Yeah.
Wednesday, and Friday are kind of busy now. So
Yeah.
anyway.
And you're,
Every once in a while on
Darlene.
Friday night we still do something.
Yeah. I know we try to have date night on Friday night, usually ourselves. So
Mm-hmm.
now that the teenager is so, well, she's not even a teenager anymore. She's older than that, but 18 is like well,
Yeah.
she's still a teenager. Now, does your daughter do you just have one daughter?
I have one daughter and two daughter-in-laws,
Okay.
and my daughter they all have a sewing machine, and they do. We had gotten into making a bunch of the little rag quilts.
Oh yeah.
That's kind of what I started it with. Yeah, making a lot of those, and actually the quilt as you go that I did with you last year was my first real quilt to do.
Oh,
And that's when my husband last winter we decided to do something together. That's when he got him a 401 at an estate
nice.
sale, and
Nice.
he did a t-shirt quilt, and he did it through with your instructions on quilt as you go. We did each block
Nice.
separate and
Way
put it
to go,
together,
Scott.
and
Way to go.
he did, and he sewed every bit of it himself. The only thing I did was put the binding on for him. So
That's so
I was
cool.
very impressed. That's his first time of sewing.
Um,
So
there
it was
are
fun.
actually a lot of gentlemen that, especially like engineering types, people that work with numbers every day, those gentlemen really find a lot of joy out of quilting. Not for like the same reason that like you or I would enjoy it, but just the strictly the math and making the angles fit together just perfectly. And
Right.
I mean, definitely predominantly women, but I definitely have had my fair share of like retired engineers and lawyers and just people that work in very set boundaries, and they really enjoy the craft of it also. So that's fun that Scott got into that with you. I think it's fun when you share stuff like that with your spouse. Like, until recently I thought I was going to fly fish with my husband because he really enjoys fly fishing, and then I found out I couldn't talk because I would scare the fish, and then I'm like, probably not.
Yeah, I could never do anything quiet. I have people on here that could vouch for that.
I could never do anything quiet either.
In fact, my daughter-in-law was very sweet this morning. I told her I was nervous, and she said, "Oh, you'll be just fine. You love to talk." So, yes.
Well, and it's me. I mean, come on. You and I chat all the time. I have to. So Becky is one of my special viewers that she's just a light. I feel like she's just a bright light and always really encouraging to me. And so if I'm thinking about something like uh, as a business idea or a business opportunity, on more than one occasion I have called you and I'm like, Becky,
Yeah.
what do you think about this? And I love the fact that you just kind of shoot me straight, like because I have really big dreams, and as you know, we're tiny, but I have big dreams for us as a business, and so I love that you don't mind that I call and bug you from time to time, and and just pick your brain a little bit, if you will.
Not at all. That well, of course. Kennydale is just south of Fort Worth, so I know you have family over on the other side of Dallas, so I'm actually we're only about 45 minutes from Forney, so yeah.
So if I ever come there, you and I could meet in person.
Of course, of course.
Out Kennydale, Texas. That's
Well,
pretty
we'll have to
amazing.
meet somewhere besides Kennydale. There's nothing to do here.
Oh, well, I'm not sure there's much to do in Forney either.
Right.
There's a really cute little
Yeah.
coffee shop there, I guess. It's been a few years since one of my nephews graduated since I've had flown there. So anyway, well, tell me who your favorite kid, and I don't mean human kid, is. Tell me. I mean, I know you've been sewing on Stella, but do you have like a favorite machine to, if you know that you just really like her cadence or her movement?
Well, I, I have to tell you, I also have a white one that I got back in December, and
Okay.
that was also kind of a fluke thing. And anyway, I have sewn on her just a couple of times. I like Clara, my original one. Maybe it's because I, uh, maybe just from starting out with her, I don't know. But of course, I love my 222. I don't use her often, but I
Yeah.
do get her out every once in a while.
Good.
She's actually the one that I have to have the converter with.
Right. That's
And
one more step. Yeah.
but yeah, but she's kind of my I I love her too. But I have really, like I said, recently just Stella has been it. She's been my favorite summer kid.
I do feel
Let's
like,
put it that way.
oh, Bernadette wants to know in Ontario, Canada, what year your white featherweight is.
It is, according to the chart, it's the one of the ones that has the little asterisk beside it that says 68-69.
Because of the
And
fire of the records. Yeah.
yeah, and she's beautiful. She sews, makes a beautiful stitch. And her name is Daisy, just because
Oh,
Daisy's my
that's
favorite
perfect.
flower. What?
I love that.
Yeah, yeah.
Very
So,
cool. I feel like I go through phases
yeah.
with my featherweights because I have, 9 I can pick from at any given time. And I definitely, you guys know I fawn about my school bell. Like she just is so fast. And then recently had taken Morticia off of the shelf and couldn't believe how quiet she was. And then obviously I have my 222, which if I'm doing any kind of free motion stuff, I do like using my 222 because I can drop the feed dogs and it's a lot easier. Um, Polly over in UK said that she has a 68, 69 also, and that she's named her Mysterious Blanche. Polly, why the mysterious part? That's funny. So it looks like a bunch of people have white ones. That's fun. Well, very fun. Well, Lisa isn't on tonight. I'm hoping to get Lisa Meadows on the show next week. Is my plan. She doesn't know that yet. I'm going to spring that on her. She
Oh,
she
good.
is she's been around. I think I told you guys about her a little bit. She's been around since Featherweight Doctor was an infant as a business. She just she lives in Phoenix, and I met her doing some shows there. Anyway, I just love her. She has a pretty prestigious collection. Also, she brought one of my perfect tan machines out of the 3 tans that I bought last year from that collector in Canada. So she has some really nice. Oh, Bernadette calls hers Blanche also. That's fun. Oh, Holly said that the reason why she calls her Mysterious Blanche is because she can't properly date her. That's so funny. Oh my gosh. All right, friends. I am going to thank Becky so very much for her time tonight. And thank you, Scott, in the background for letting her play with us.
He's waving.
He's like, you're not going to be allowed to play with that Darlene anymore. She's a bad influence. So anyway, I'm going to be back on Friday. Fun August continues on Friday with Mel and Joe and the Sip and Sew in Idaho. I'm looking forward to that a lot. I'm hoping that I have good news that, you know, some miraculous thing happened and the forest was spared. That's my hope. Is that's going to be the conversation. So you guys are so sweet. Oh, everybody. what is the Janice Bernadette says that this then the year. So I now Blanche Janice as in Janice Joplin. So Blanche has a second name also. I think it's cute when people give the machine's first and last names because that way if they're misbehaving it's the full name. My first one was Esther J. McCombs because that's the name that was etched in every piece part of the machine. And so when she's misbehaving herself, I call her Mrs. McCombs. It's it's Esther when she's behaving herself. It's Mrs. McCombs if she's not.
Perfect.
All right, friends. I'm going to sign off now. Becky, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate all
Thank
of you.
you for having me. This has been great.
I'm so glad.
Y'all be very careful.
We will. I'll give everybody an update probably tomorrow just so that everybody knows I'm okay. We're going to be fine. We're not going to put ourselves in harm's way, I can assure you. And then on Friday, I'll give a more in-depth update. So, all right. Have a good night, Becky. Thanks for joining me.
All right. Thank you.
Okay.
You too. Y'all be careful. Bye.